welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm very excited to do because I'm going to be sharing 5 look tutorials with you on this palette that I have here in my hands. This is a Mothership 6 Midnight Sun palette by Pat McGrath. This is not by all means a brand new palette. This palette was launched a while back from Pat McGrath Labs. However, this palette is considerably new to me. However, just this past week, Pat McGrath announced their holiday collaboration with Star Wars, and this Mothership 6 palette is a featured palette with the limited edition packaging of the Star Wars design. A few months ago when I got this palette, I shared with you guys on Instagram of my newly very excited purchase, and a lot of you showed the interest of me sharing the look tutorials. But today I'm going to be showing you 5 look tutorials using this Mothership 6 Pat McGrath palette. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Eve and I love all things beauty. Here on my channel, I do talk about beauty, makeup, skincare, and at times lifestyle things like travel and fashion. If that sounds like your thing, I hope you stick around and subscribe to my channel. If you enjoy talking about makeup and especially makeup look tutorials, give this video a like. And without further ado, let's dive in. The look that I'm wearing on my eyes today will be one of the tutorials in today's video. And of course, any other makeup that I'm wearing also will be listed for you in the description box as always. If this is your first makeup tutorial video that you're watching here on my channel, I always give you a full detailed description on every single look that I show you in my videos, along with the swatches for every single look. A few months back, I did purchase my first 2 Mothership big palettes. This is one of them, Mothership 6 Midnight Sun, and I also added Bronze Seduction to my eyeshadow collection. Palettes from Pat McGrath Labs definitely have been on my wish list for the longest time. I am very much impressed by the packaging. This definitely explains the price tag. Outer box is literally a piece of art to my opinion. Really large box. In the back it just has a lot of information on ingredients. The packaging opens like that. It does have little string here that connects these 2 little buttons. The packaging opens up like that. The palette sits inside. There's a little insert here with the shade names. The palette itself does not have any names inside. The packaging is absolutely stunning, heavy duty. The mirror is heavy duty, very high quality. And then there are 10 shades. These large palettes have her special formulas. There are 3 mattes in this palette and then 3 shimmer shades, which are very smooth to the touch. If you do not like using your fingers, they definitely build up with the brush really nicely in several layers. As far as the special shades, I use the brush to build them up. Again, you can use a finger. If you use the brush, there's definitely a significant amount of glitter fallout because the special shades, they do have like a glittery base to them and they are much drier on touch when you pick them up. You may need to spray them or use some type of sticky base. They do apply beautifully on a dry basis as well. So if you do something that is very festive, very dramatic, like a going out look, you might want to do your eyes first. These are just a few of my initial thoughts on the palette. Now let's get into the look tutorials and I will give you my very final thoughts at the end of the video. For this look, I am already starting with a full face of makeup on, like a basic makeup on, because I just came from work and I already have makeup on. So we're gonna work around my mascara. So for this look, I would like to do a beautiful gold lid. I'm gonna start with this shade right here. It's called Taboo, and I'm gonna start blending it into my crease like that. I'm using this beautiful pointed but fluffy Moda Pro crease blending brush. I really like Moda Pro brushes or just Moda brushes in general. I usually buy them in separates, but I know they also have a lot of sets and they're also available at Walmart too. But I do suggest if you really like to pick up some really good brushes, I suggest to shop on their website directly. This brush is nice because it is a blending. It's kind of larger, fluffy brush, but it's pointed. This brush is not only nice to diffuse and blend your crease shades, but also apply it right here, like in this area, just directly in the crease, not only just blending outside of your crease. So I really, really love this brush. I actually feel like I need maybe pick up a few more of them. So I'm just building up this color, neutral, but it does have like really nice warmth to it. And I don't have any issues with this shade blending or building up as well. Diffuse it like this, back and forth wiping motions. We can do like smaller circles to diffuse it, right towards your brow bone. This same shade will go on the lower lash line as well. Now I'm gonna go into this shade that's called Vermilion Venom. I'm picking it up on Morphe M506. Gonna start building up this outer corner. Pat McGrath matte eyeshadow formula is a little bit technique sensitive. I always suggest go in lighter layers and build up the intensity. Take your time to do that. But I noticed that this technique works the best for me, for my skill level. Let me know if you own any of her eyeshadow palettes and what your technique is, if you agree with my technique or you just use a different technique. I would like to hear from you on this one as well. I'm going to go with the same shade, but on the very outer third of my lower lash line, just connecting these two areas. A little bit of depth here. For my lid and inner corner, I'm going to use these two shades. This gold shade would go on my lid and this would go in my inner corner. Okay guys, this is the finished look. The 4 shades that I used to create this look. So on this side, I really want to do a very basic neutral look, and I'm going to use just these 4 shades right here. And I'm going to start with the same shade Taboo. Start blending it into my crease. Same shade would go on the lower lash line. I really love how this shade builds up. So we went from really sheer color, and look how beautiful this builds up. I love it. So then I'm gonna go into this shade right here, Extreme Dusk. This is a deeper shade in the palette. And I'm gonna apply this into this area. So I do find this patching up a little bit on me. So again, thinner layers application works best for me. If I have to stamp it, I do at times. I start with thin layers, start stamping it in the areas where I like the placement to be, and then blend it. Stamp lightly and blend, stamp and blend. So I find that this technique also works. Now it actually blended out pretty nicely. It looks pretty good. I'm gonna bring this shade also on a very thin smudging brush right here on my lower outer third lash line, connecting this smokiness on the top and bottom lid. For the inner corner, I'm gonna go with this shade, and it's a beautiful metallic shade. It's not a special shade in the palette, but it does build up a beautiful, it gives you a really nice shimmery glow. I also want to place this under my brow because this is a really nice smooth shimmer, that icy pearlescence. Oh, look how beautiful and smooth this is. Yeah, I definitely could have placed a little bit less here, but it still looks beautiful. We can work with that. On the lid, I am gonna go with this shade right here. Pick it up on this like flat brush, tap it off. This is, again, a beautiful, smooth shimmer shade. In the palette, it does look a little bit more like taupey, bronzy kind of shimmer, but on the lid, it gives me a little bit more of a gold hint. Very similar to this one, but this is so much more warm. We have a warmer outer corner and warmer lid. This one is cooler tone, like more neutral and less vibrant, let's say. This shade definitely has a gold tint in it, but not as gold as my other eye for sure. And go back with the previous brush that I applied the outer corner matte shade with, and just kind of connect these two shades nicely for a smooth transition. So here's the finished look. These are all the shades that I used. I purposefully wanted to put these two looks right next to each other so you could see the difference in tones. This is a little bit more neutral, more on a cooler side, and a little bit more like understated with this lid shade. And then here's a little bit more vibrant gold on the lid, and you can add eyeliner to jazz it up a little bit. The shimmer shades on this side did not have a fallout under my eye. And when I use the special shades for this look, I definitely had a more glitter fallout. Again, I'm gonna start with this shade right here called Taboo. Started blending it into my crease. This palette only has 3 matte shades, even though it may seem like it's not really enough because it is a 10-pan palette and you would think you would need more. However, this palette is so smartly made all the undertones were thought through so well that I feel like these three matte shades work wonderfully with anything else, any look that you want to create. They did a fabulous job with picking undertones and intensity, like the depth of each matte shade. The same shade will go on the lower lash line. Then I'm gonna go into this shade that's called Vermilion Venom, and I'm gonna start building up this outer corner. Even though these two mattes seem to be the same, like medium intensity, they blend into each other really nicely, but they also do not eat each other because they are technically the same intensity. And sometimes that happens to those like mid-tone shades when you start blending them, or to the darker shades also. Like if they are kind of like in that same intensity level, at times they start blending into each other so much that you lose one of the colors and the other color would overpower, or they will become muddy. So with these two, I really like how they blend together nicely, but they don't eat each other. Use the same shade on a skinny buffing brush and just apply it here on my outer corner, intensify this area a little bit. In the inner corner, I'm gonna go with this shade. This is a special shade, it's called Astral Solstice. What a beautiful name. Camera just doesn't do it that much justice for some reason. How beautiful this is. This shade is definitely more glittery and it does have a fallout right here on the bottom. For my lid, I'm going into this beautiful coppery shade. This is such a beautiful shade. Look at it. Oh wow, it's definitely beautiful reflect to them. It applies nicely with the brush. You do get fallout. At this point, I personally don't care about the fallout because I'm not going anywhere. But if I would do this look to go out, I would definitely do my eyes first, or you can also spray the brush. But you guys see that my brush is dry right now, and in several layers, this color builds up to its full potential beautifully. And here's the finished look. This lid shade definitely gives you that beautiful, like rich reflection. It's a shame not to go out and wear it to some type of festivity. I would definitely wear it with the eyeliner. The tutorial that I did for you on this look on my Instagram, I wore lashes and eyeliner, and it definitely makes sense to do that. So at the moment, I am just wearing the mascara, and these are the 4 shades that I used for this look. So for this next look, I would like to create something with this beautiful green. I'm gonna start with this shade in my crease, and then I'm gonna deepen up the look with this shade Extreme Dusk. For my lid, I'm gonna go into this green beautiful shade called Wicked Envy. And I'm going to use this gold shimmer for my inner corner. Bring it up here a little bit. I added the brown pencil on my waterline, and this is a finished look. And these are the 4 shades that I used. So for this final look, I really wanted to be a little bit more dramatic, a little bit more glam, but we're gonna go with this beautiful purple shade. But this is a stunning, stunning shade. I'm gonna start the base of my look with this shade. And same shade on the bottom. I'm gonna go with this shade on my outer corner. I'm gonna go with the gold special shade in the inner corner. Such a beautiful shade. And I'm gonna go into this shade called Blitz Violet Orchid. Picking it up on my flat brush. I'm gonna go back to this shade right here just a little bit, tap off the excess. I want to intensify this outer corner, and I'm gonna bring this blend a little bit higher. There's just something so beautiful about this color combination. I'm not picking up any extra color, but I am taking it from here and re-intensifying this arch, bringing a little bit more drama to this look and creating a little bit more shape. I'm also adding this shade Skin Show Moon Glow into my brow bone. This is the finished look with lashes, eyeliner, and I have brown pencil on my waterline. And these are all the shades that I used for this look. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the look tutorials. I really wanted to play with all the shades for this video and show you how they look on the eye with different combinations. There are only 3 mattes here. However, I think they blend nicely into each other, also go very well together in different combinations. The bases that I created for my looks, they were very similar, if not the same, and I didn't experience any difficulty with undertones clashing or colors clashing. shade. They were really well made and thoughtfully made. You saw me experiencing a little bit patchiness with this shade, and again, I do recommend you apply thinner layers, so just little by little you build up that intensity, and as a final step you can go ahead and intensify with the stamping emotion. I really enjoyed the regular shimmer formula here. However, the special shades are absolutely stunning. There is hype for these shades for a reason. I enjoyed every single look that I created today. Let me know, guys, which look you like the most out of 5 that I showed you today. This definitely by far is my favorite. I also really love this coppery shade. Besides that, it's absolutely stunning glimmery shade. It is also very bright copper. So out of the 2 Mothership palettes that I picked up, this was the first palette that I started playing with. So technically this is my very first Mothership large palette. I think that this palette is absolute stunner. I truly think that this color story is perfected. It is versatile year-round. I can definitely see your New Year's looks here and dinner dates. You can create beautiful fully matte looks out of this. I knew I was gonna enjoy this palette because these are definitely like my comfort zone colors. I did not realize how much I'm gonna actually love this palette. A little sneak peek here for you. I've tried over 50 eyeshadow palettes this year, and this palette is going to be on my top 10, and my ranking video of all my eyeshadow palettes for this 2022 year will be going live on my channel in the next week or so. This sums up my video today. I hope you enjoyed the look tutorials and my thoughts about the palette. I would like to know if you tried eyeshadow formula from Pat McGrath Labs, or if you have a palette that you're eyeing on, or if you already own one and love it. If you enjoyed this video, I will leave my Pat McGrath Labs playlist at the end of this video in the cards for you to enjoy. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this video, give this a like, and I invite you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already, and I will see you in my next videos. Bye.